Okay, now I want to know, I always hear about child actors and how difficult they are. You have such a wonderful troupe of kids in this movie, just even the kids in the background. What was your process of finding each individual for this film?
Yeah, well, we do, right, because the movie depends so much on these two 12-year-olds, and there's really no movie. If these two aren't great, then there's no point in anybody else bothering. So we set aside a lot of time to find them. We've set out, we had about 10 months to do that. While I was looking for these two, I kept finding other kids who I didn't think were quite right for the main boy, but that were going to be good scouts. So I had a little kind of growing group of kids, and so I ended up spending a lot more time on casting this whole troupe of scouts in the movie than I would have normally, because I was looking for this other character. By the time I had the two leads, I had a whole kind of company.
And how do you feel you've ruined these kids for future directors?
I think the one thing is, kids are so enthusiastic about pretending. Usually, the kids who want to do this, they get really into it. These guys they all knew the script much better than anybody else, much better than all the professionals who were working on the movie, and you can just always feel their enthusiasm when you're working with them.
Well, and that's the thing is, I heard it was like summer camp for a lot of the grown-up adults that were in the the adult actors that were in the film, because they're staying intense and stuff. Did you feel the kids took it a little bit more seriously than the adults?
Well, that's interesting. I will say, I like it. I like it. Grown-up adults, grown-up adults, and some not so grown-up adults. I feel like they kind of were the same. The adults and the children had a very similar kind of. The kids are maybe a little more disciplined when it comes to being prepared, but the adults had the same sense of fun on the set, and they sort of shared that.
Well, and I think this is a career best performance from Bill Murray. I mean, and it's hard to say that after so much great work from him. I'm wondering, what is the working relationship like with you two at this point, since you've worked so often together?
Yeah, well, I love working with Bill. He's not only one of my favorite actors ever, he's also, he's a great ally to have on a movie set. There are few people who you could turn to address an angry mob. Bill Murray happens to be one of those, he just has a huge kind of charisma. He's a secret weapon.
Well, and I want to talk about Bruce Willis. He's like in 15 movies this year. They're all action movies. This is the first time we're really seeing something different from him in a long time. What did you see in Bruce Willis from afar that you thought, I could really do something different with this guy? And how did he allow you to, pull that out of him?
Well, I particularly loved Bruce in the Night Shyamalan movies and Pulp Fiction, and but I've seen a lot of great Bruce Willis performances over the years, and but I like the idea of him playing a policeman, which is something we've seen him do countless times. I don't know how many policemen he's played, but this character is sad and insecure and lonely, and is a lot of things we don't associate with Bruce Willis. That whole approach was something he came to me with. He read the script and said, here's how I think he should be. So I really think that's just, that's his take on what was on the page.